What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another one of my videos, and in this video we're talking about MyLeague and the week 1 matchups of MyLeague. Alright, so getting right into it, in the first matchup I'm going to be talking about, it's Stuart versus Mark. Now, if you want to look at either one of their teams, it's far left, far right, but I'm mainly going to be focusing on the middle parts. So that's where I did all that math, like to gauge category teams. So another reason I did that is so I can look at matchups, so I can record them and post them in case anyone's interested in following my league. So basically, Mark is going to be favored in field goal percentage as he is over a 2% favorite in that category. Rebounds, where he's like 16 rebounds favorite, and blocks, where he's a 2-point favorite. So I don't think it's going to be very unlikely that Skyler beats Mark in any of these categories. Now, Skyler's favored in free throws, which he's almost a 2% favorite. So even though he's favorited, it can still go either way. It's 2%. It's not that significant, especially with how many, the volume. It's for 1 week, it's not going to be there. It never is. So if Skylar's team has a really poor night one night and Mark doesn't have a poor free throw shooting night, Mark can pull it out. But odds are Skylar's going to hold on. So moving on, Skylar's also favored in threes. He's favored by almost 5 points. That's significant. Mark doesn't have a chance. Skylar will win that, like more likely than not. And Skylar's also favored in points. So he's an 8-point favorite, and that's still significant because over a course of a week, so we have 32 players playing, so that's going to be about, you multiply that by 3. So Mark would have to come out and make up about 25 points, 25 and a half points, give or take. I don't think he'll be able to do that. And the reason why I don't is if you look below where it says total, which is the roto total, like if you're looking at the projections, all the way at the bottom it says total, and then there's another total, it says total playing. That's the amount of players that are playing that week. So in Mark's going to have 37 players playing against Skylar in the week 1 matchup, and Skylar also has 37 players playing in the week 1 matchup. So what that means is Mark is going to have to use the waiver wire if he wants to try and win a category where he's not favored, like points. Also, both teams are going to want to use it because they're even in assists, steals, and turnovers. In assists, it's barely just a 2-point differential, which is about 6 to 8 overall. Well, 6 overall, basically. And that can be made up. Steals are neck and neck. It can go either way. Whoever has the better week is going to win. And in turnovers, same thing. Only half turnover. It's going to go either way. Whoever has the better week. So overall, my analysis is this matchup can go 6-3 either way, or possibly even 7-2 in Mark's favor if everything goes right for him. As he could, like I said earlier, he might be able to pull off, forget what it was already. Wasn't threes. Oh, he might be able to pull off free throw percentage, I believe it was. But overall, I really like this matchup. This is going to be a fun matchup to watch. It might be the game of the week. We're going to get into that as well as we go through this. I think there is one game that's got a little bit better, but this is definitely going to be a fun matchup for both these two. It's going to be very close. All right, moving on to our next matchup. It's going to be Jose against Adam. Again, the teams are to the far left and the far right if you want to see how they've each player built their teams. But we're going to be focusing on the middle again. So the breakdown is Adam's going to be favored in free throws. Even though he's ranked 9th overall, Jose is ranked dead last in my league in free throws. And it's such a significant amount. It's 2.5%. that I still think Adam is still slightly going to be favored. Now, again, they're both very bad at it, and maybe Jose just has a little bit better of a free throw percentage output for the week than Adam. But I think Adam is still at least favored, if nothing else, in this category. Now, as far as threes are concerned, he almost has a 5-point differential in threes. Adam's going to win this hands down. It's not even going to be a challenge for him. In steals, Adam is going to be about 2.5 favorite. So that's going to come out to be about 8 steals through the matchup. I don't know how Jose is going to make that up through the waiver. That's going to be tough for him. And it's very, very unlikely that he makes this up now that I'm looking at the total players playing. So again, same place as the last slide. Jose only has 33 players playing this week, while Adam has 37. So Jose wasn't really favored. He was going to be the underdog coming into this. Now he's going to be a significant underdog because Adam has 4 more players going. That's significant. That's a significant amount for 1 week. And Adam's also favored in points, and it's not even close to the point where we don't even have to talk about that. He's a heavy favorite. Jose is only favored in assists as he's about just over a 4 assist differential. So that's going to come out to be about 12 assists. Now, even though Jose is favored, he could still lose this if he doesn't play his cards right because Adam has more players going this week. So Jose is going to have to come up with something creative to catch up to the amount of players that Adam has playing in the free agent pool. I don't know how he's going to do it. It's going to be a really hard week for Jose. All right, so they're both going to be even in field goal percentage. It's as even as you could get if you look at the percentages. I don't think you can get any closer, to be honest. I mean, you can, but you know what I mean. So they're also even in rebounds. They're first and second, and it's neck and neck. Like Adam has he has the edge because he has more players playing, but Jose can still compete in that. As for blocks, Adam has just over 1 block advantage. So it's still close, but again, Adam is going to have more players. It's going to be tough to overcome. And with that, even though they're slightly even in turnover, the differential, since Adam has more players playing and he's very high in the turnover category, he's very likely going to lose that category to Jose. Now this matchup can go anywhere from even 9-0. Adam might even be able to sweep Jose this week. But if all things go well for Jose, he can win 5-4. That will be his best outcome. I think the most likely scenario is Adam's going to win 7-2 or 8-1. Just mainly because he has a lot more players going. And if Adam keeps up with this team like he should, if he uses the waiver wire, he'll come out on top, probably 7-2. The next matchup we have is Jason versus Mike. Teams are on the outside if you want to look at those. Now, this is the matchup of the week. I know I was talking earlier about Mark versus, who was it? Mark versus Stuart. But this is the matchup of the week. And the reason why is because these teams are so evenly matched in 6 categories. So Jason is favored in threes, as he has over a 3-point differential there. Assist, and he's a heavy favorite in assist as he's the best team and he's playing the last team. He's going to kill that. And then Mike's favored in points where he's the best team and Jason's next to the last. So those aren't even going to be competitions. But the field goal percentage, where they're within 0.5%, free throw percentage, which is as close as you can get, rebounds, where they're only a 2-point differential, steals, where it's only a 1-point differential, blocks, where it's only a half a block differential, and turnovers, where it's 0.8 of a differential. All those are even. All those can go either way. It can go up to 8-1 Jason can win, or it can go all the way down over to 7-2 Mike can win. So this matchup's completely up in the air. And this is going to be a fun matchup for these guys to watch throughout the week. So I'm excited for them to have this matchup in the first week of the season. And also, I think this is a rivalry. I think I made this as a rivalry game. All right, moving on to our next matchup, we have Best versus Seeper. Teams are on the outside again. And so Best is going to be favored in free throws, as he is the top team in our league. Even though Seeper has the third best team in free throws, Seeper has a 4-point differential in that regard. So something's going to have to happen. Like Seeper's going to have a better than average week. And what I mean by that is like he's going to have to go over the 80%, and Best is going to have a lousy free throw shooting week. And 84%, I don't know if Best it's really going to have a bad free throw shooting week. Best is also favored in threes by over four threes, so that's pretty significant. And Best is also favored in points by quite a lot, like 16 points about, and that's pretty significant. I don't think this matchup is going to have a challenge in any of those categories. Now, Seeper is favored in field goal percentage. Now, at almost 3, I think that's significant enough to say, hey, like, Seeper's got this. He's at least favored in it, if nothing else. Seeper also has rebounds. Now, even though Seeper is 8th in rebounds and Best is 9th in rebounds, the differential is so significant that Seeper has a heavy edge in this matchup, and it shouldn't be much of a challenge. And then for blocks, Seeper has like a 2.5 block advantage, and that should be significant enough, especially since both teams have the same amount of players playing, so that no one has an edge going into this. It's whoever gets lucky on the waiver wire or uses the waiver wire better. And that's how it's going to go with assists, steals, and turnovers, as they're both very even in assist, as close as you can get, basically. They're both close in steals, less than 1, can go either way. Even though the ranking is significant, the overall differential is not. And then we have turnovers where it's also very close, just have like a half a turnover. So it's either way. It could go either way. It could go 6-3 either way. Both teams have 33 players playing. This is as even as you're going to see. And yeah, I think they're just going to be competing basically in assists, steals, and turnovers, as I feel like they're heavy enough favorites in their specified categories that they're going to win those categories. And my last matchup is my team versus Rick's team. Again, teams are on the outside. And I should be favored in threes, as I am at a 6. The differential is at 6, just over 6. That's very significant. It shouldn't even be close in that regard. And then my points, I have a 35-point advantage with that, so I have no problem. I'm not going to have any problems with that against Rick's team. Now, Rick has rebounds that he's favored in, which is at almost 5. That's very significant. He has rebound steals, where he's a 2-point favorite. And that's going to be hard for me to pick up. And then also turnovers. I'm just the worst team in turnovers. And even though he has more players playing, it's only 2 more players. So I'm still probably going to lose turnovers. So we're even in field goal percentage. Now, even though I am last and he is 8th. And even though he's 8th, it's only a 1.5% differential. So if I could just have a good shooting week from Trae Young, and maybe he gets a bad one from James Harden, I could steal that from out under him. Free throw percentage is pretty close, even though I'm ranked 2nd at 81% and he's ranked 5th. He's close enough to 80% where it's only a 1.5 percent differential, and that's not a lot. All it takes is a couple of extra misses, and he takes that from me. Now the next even category is going to be assist, and we're just as even as we can be. It's within one assist of one another, so we're going in there, and it's going to be completely even. And then the last category that we're going to be fighting for is blocks, which we're a half block off. So whoever has the better block week, I will say. So even though this can go either as good as 6-3 me, or seven, it could go all the way to 7-2 Rick. I do say Rick has the advantage as he has more players going this week. And he's also favored in more categories, so Rick should be feeling good about his matchup against me this week. All right, guys. So that is it for my league, my week 1 matchups. If you like this sort of content, please give me a like or subscribe, and that's all I have for you. So have a good night.